Hello, I am Eli Juicy Jones, and this is Orbital Vaping Headquarters. Welcome to Vaping Dawn to Dusk. Today, we have a pretty special show. I'm going to announce the giveaway winners for the gigantic 2016 Year on YouTube giveaway. Can you believe that we've been on YouTube now almost 18 months? And it's just crazy. So thanks to you guys. This is going great, and I love all of y'all. And I'm going to announce the giveaway winners for this. And you guys have all done all of your entering and hashtagging and all that junk. And I want to thank the sponsors for that giveaway, which are Nuvemods and Vapor and Company and AZSwaggSauce and Yeti Wire and TheCkoudyVapor. And all 5 of y'all are great. Thank you so much. They've supported this channel so much. So go buy everything from them. Please do. Today, in addition to announcing the giveaways, which we're going to do after we meet our guest is the cool Foxhound, who is our friend from Instagram, who's another complete science dork, just like I am. And so I can't wait for you guys to meet him here on the YouTube. And we're going to actually do a science series together, and we're just going to keep talking about that for a while here. So we're really excited, and I'm super excited to bring him on. Before I get started with him, I want to just shout out to the chat and say hello to everybody out there, and we'll give everybody a few minutes to come in as well because the broadcast just started. But I want to just log into the chat here and say hello and see what everybody's doing. I know I see Nuvemods. Hey, look, there's Lewis. I love you, man. He's the greatest. And look, I'm wearing my Nuvei t-shirt. And we're giving away our beautiful Nuve mod with the custom graphics that he made for us, which are fantastic. You're getting a mod that's much more beautiful than mine. He's upgraded his equipment and everything since he's made mine. And so this is great. I love my mod. It's my cool Nuve mod, but I'm really proud to give this away to you because the viewer's going to be happy. And some coils from Yeti vapes and some t-shirts and stuff. It's really great. So, hey, Mitchell Rivera. Hey, Chili Dog. Hey, James Rivera. Hey, J1790. Mason. Orbital Joe. Chili Dog. I already said that. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. You guys are the best. And I think I'm going to make... Yeah, that's great. Joshua Davis, everybody. I love all you guys. So I can't wait for y'all to meet Foxhound, for you to meet Joshua. And I don't think I'm going to waste any time. I think I'm just going to bring him on here. Let me see if I can just go to the gallery view and then pop up the new overlay. Boom, there we are. Let me unmute you because otherwise I think it's unfair. Hold on. I still can't hear you. Hold on. I'm sure it's... Yes, I can. There we go. Hey.
Hello.
I can hear you. Let's ask if the viewers can hear you. You guys, how's the audio? Do a little sound checks. Introduce yourself. How are you? Tell everybody who you are and what you're vaping on. Yeah.
Me.
Yes, you're our guest today on Vaping Dawn to Dusk.
Long night. Worked last night. My name is Joshua, or the Foxhound, as a lot of you guys know me from Instagram. Today, got the VGod box mod because I can't put this thing down. I absolutely love it. The Goon LP, and then got a. Unfortunately, the label's all worn off, but it's called Zombie. It's a cherry cheesecake from a company called Mad Cow Vapors, who actually closed their shop. They went out of business. They had a giveaway. Stuff's amazing. It's really good, and it really sucks because it's like the last bottle on Earth. So,
that sucks.
Yeah, I've ordered from them quite a few times, but it just really sucks when a decent company that makes decent juice goes out of business, and it's really hard. But the deeming FDA regs and the whole problem with MasterCard just made them shut down the shop. So
a casualty. That's sad.
Yeah.
Well, good morning to you. It's great to see you. Thank you for coming on and meeting the Orbital Vaping Headquarters family. Thank you for meeting everybody. They're all here hanging out, and I cannot wait for us to start talking about all of our nerdy junk. And in the future, of course, we're going to talk about some science junk. But in the meantime, we're going to get these guys to meet you. And I'm just dripping on them. I've got my Goon with some Texas Tough Cotton on my Nuve mod, and I'm vaping this Crimson from VaporAndCo Vapes, and VaporAndCo Vapes is so good. I love them. And this is blueberry raspberry, which is an unusual flavor. It's a hard flavor to nail. They did a pretty good job. All blueberry is hard to nail.
Yeah, I got a bottle of a blue raspberry milkshake. It's been steeping in my closet for like 3 weeks, and oh man, the raspberry is starting to pop finally. It's starting to taste real good, but I don't know. I can't really taste the milkshake.
Is it DIY?
It's a buddy of mine made it. So yeah, it is do it yourself, but I didn't make it.
Right.
No.
It's someone's DIY.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I forgot to get up the actual chat window. I was sitting here chatting with you, but I want to make sure that we say hi and have everyone say hello to you. And one of the things that we always do on Vaping Down to Disc is we're going to get your vapor story. And so just after we say, they say that you're a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, all we got to do is, I guess I'll just not talk over you, which will be an act of Congress it'll take to do that. But everybody says hello, 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 hello. Everyone's hello. That's what it says here. Hello from everybody. Okay, so there's no point in going individually line by line on everybody, but you guys are all great. This is hello. And one thing that we got to do is I want to get your vapor story. We always find out how long. One of the most important things to me, and the part of the show, the whole theme of this show, is to relate to actual smokers out there who are trying to quit smoking, and for us to tell them that it's hard. It's hard for everybody. And I like to get all the guests on here to tell everybody what their story is about, how long they smoked and what it was like for you to quit and how you came to the decision and whether it was easy or hard. What was it like for you? What was your experience there?
I began smoking at a really young age. My parents were both tobacco users. My dad used chewing tobacco, and my mom smoked for many years.
Yeah.
So I began smoking at a really young age. Began experimenting with it. I actually grew up on the East Coast, so I didn't actually grow up here in at the West Coast in California, where I currently live. So there, it was kind of like us as kids. It was really easy. It was a small town. It was easy for us to get it. A lot of our friends and family smoked. So
did the store sell it to you?
Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of always looked really a lot older than I actually was when I was young. So I could walk into the store at the age of 13 and buy a pack of cigarettes, and he would never ID or never card me. And like I said, I started at a really young age, and I started at the age of 8. So I started experimenting with cigarettes. So very, very, very young.
Yeah.
And so that was quite a long time. And in 2011, my significant other got pregnant, my daughter, and I kind of wanted things to change. I mean, I wanted to have more of a healthier lifestyle for her. So my first real jump into the vaping experience was with a Cigalike. Most people back then, and this was 2011, so we didn't really have very many options on the market. So that was really my first jump into the vaping scene, and I gotta say, it was just absolutely horrible. I mean, it tasted bad. There was not nearly the selection of juice and things that we have now.
They didn't have as much VG either.
And it was real bad. I mean, real tight draws on
the machines couldn't handle decent juice.
Yeah, exactly. And there was no rebuildable. You had to go out every time and buy little cartomizer cartridges that would go onto the back of these things. And the batteries weren't super strong, so they would, I think I went through 3 of them trying to quit. But the whole thing is, it actually helped me go from a 2-pack-a-day smoker down to about a half a pack-a-day smoker. So it did its job. It helped.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah. So I was just basically smoking at work when I was at home or in my car driving. I was using that thing, little Cigalike. Well, just like most of the people who get their experience with that, I fell off the wagon and went back to smoking and became another heavy in smoking again. Sorry, I'm super tired, so it's stumbling over my words.
But, hey, it's okay to be incoherent. Half the people here are at the end of their day and are in the UK, and the other half are here on the West Coast. It's early as hell. You're like a zombie, weird person between who's on the wrong schedule on this coast. So exactly. I think you fit our time and our mood perfectly. This is how we are here on Saturday mornings. By the way, I'm Juicy Jones. This is our friend Joshua Davis of Foxhound. This is Vaping Dawn to Dusk, and that's just a little station ID thing for you. Please continue.
So about a year later or so after trying the experiment with the Cigalike, I was in a smoke shop. I was buying a pack of cigarettes, and I think I was actually buying a carton. That's not relevant here. But I saw it was kind of like an ego twist sort of thing. It had the little battery with the button that charged via micro USB. It had a big old tank on the top of it, right? So I was like, I'm going to give this thing a go again. So I got it. And then I started, finding flavors and things like that. So this was right about the summer, maybe tail end of 2012, I would say. And I did a pretty good job. I went back down to half a pack a day. I was, not smoking nearly as much. And then, those batteries failed too, but I was like, I went out and I bought another one. I bought one called a transformer. It was a variable voltage one. So you like click it 3 times, it'd have a soft mode, click it again, have a medium mode, click it again, have a hard mode. And I know
that changed my life too, man. Seriously,
yeah.
variable voltage changed my life. I was like, yeah.
And then I started, surfing vape forums and things like that. That's when they started to really hit the market, hit the scene. Like a lot of people got into vaping. Those things started hitting the scene there, and so there's a lot more of an outlet for it. So I was able to look into things and do research. I'm a research kind of guy. I like to do my research. I do it for a living, but I like to do it on my own time as well. And I started learning things about increasing vegetable the VG in the juice and how it creates a bigger cloud, and how propylene glycol is just a flavor carrier. And I started just doing researches and finding people who had these more VG based juices and going that route. And then I want to say about 2014, I was really good on the Ego Twist style batteries there. About 2000, I want to say 2014, I got my first mechanical mod. Okay, and I know we touched base on this a little bit a little while ago, but
yeah,
I went to a vape shop because a vape shop sprung up in the town that I was living in. So we walked into the store, and I kind of knew a little bit about it. So I got my first mech mod, and it was a Panzer clone with a Patriot clone Addy. Okay, I got reamed on it. I paid like 120, 130 bucks for it, and it was clone. It was a clone. It wasn't authentic.
Yeah.
No means was it. And I bought my wife now. I bought her I can't remember what it was, but she got a mech mod as well.
Yeah.
And once that happened, that's what really changed the whole vape scene for me. That's what changed everything, because then I started getting into rebuilding and started experimenting with that, and high wattages and more vapor, more flavor and vapor.
Yeah.
And it kind of changed everything for me. And then in 2015.
By the way, I just want to interrupt you for 1 second just to tell you, your audio is fine, but your video is totally chopping up. So for you guys in the audience, that's just because his Wi-Fi or his LTE or whatever is terrible. The audio is totally fine. So just continue talking, no big deal. But we're aware this has nothing to do. It's just his local antenna saying no. So I'm just explaining to the viewers.
Yeah, it's raining out here, and I live in an apartment complex. So
yeah, it's fine.
Whoever lives in an apartment complex, you'll know that sometimes it can rain, it can flood a junction box, and that kind of happens out here. So yeah. Sorry, I apologize.
It's fine. So in 2015.
Yeah, in 2015, I broke my ankle. Twisted it, snapped it in 2 places. My tibia and my fibula both were broken. Yeah, and a very expensive ambulance ride later. I went to a hospital. They didn't set my bone properly. And I had some health issues that happened. And with the stress of breaking a bone, I kind of fell off the wagon. I started smoking again.
Yeah, that happens.
I mean, I was super stressed and money problems, and I lost my job because of it. The job that I was working, and it was just a real stressful time in my life. And I fell off the bandwagon, or fell off the wagon, and started smoking again. And flash forward a few weeks later, I'm in the hospital with chest pains, and I couldn't sleep. I had labored breath. I wasn't feeling 100%. I went into the hospital, and they did x-rays on my chest. And the doctor walks into the room, and he tells me, "Hey, you want the bad news or you want the worst news?" And
Yikes.
I was like, "Well, that's not great." And he says, "Well, the bad news is you have COPD." And I was like, "Okay, well, what's the worst news?" And he says, "You have a blood clot in your lung, and it's pretty massive." And me being a fairly young guy, I was pretty scared. And the doctor goes, "You smoke, don't you?" And I say, "I do. I've been kind of trying to quit via vaporizer." And the doctor even said himself, he was like, "Do that. A lot of people are making the switch. They're getting healthier. They're cleaning out their lungs." And good news is the blood clot was gone. We ended up getting rid of it. But that was the time frame where I realized that no more. Like, even the stress,
Yeah.
it's got to stop.
And it took it all for you, didn't it? It took the kid, and it took the ankle, and it took the doctor and the blood clot. I mean, it took all of that stuff to get you to. But that's what it is, y'all. It's hard. You don't always make the right choice the first time. I mean, me too, right?
Yeah,
So I'm glad.
the thing with vaping is, and I get a lot of people who ask me, like how do you do it? Because I know a lot of people who go out, they buy those little blue cigs,
Mm-hmm.
they buy a Juul or something like that, and it's hard for them. They have an issue cutting out the analog cigarette, and they asked me, how do you do this? And I said, well, one, there's a big thing that I believe helps people quit smoking, and that's support, whether it be a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a family member, or just friends. Like
A vape fam,
exactly
like right here.
when I first made my when I finally pulled that trigger and I said that's enough. I'm not never going to pick up a cigarette ever again. That's when I started meeting a lot more people that vaped, and we made a group chat, and they were also quitting at the same time as I was. And we would do something every single day. We would get on the group chat. It was just group me. We would take a photo over hand check, and everyone would have to respond to it. It was like the rule that everybody would have to respond to the hand check. That way we knew that everybody was, doing their part, and they were vaping and they weren't smoking. And they
What
were
happened to
staying
vaping that
fit.
it's no longer about quitting smoking? I mean, that's all I think about. And yet, everywhere I turn, people have forgotten the number one thing, which is it's about fucking quitting smoking. It's about reducing the harm of cigarettes, right? Because I love your story. And it's like everything I think of the whole time you're thinking is that, yeah, vaping used to only be about quitting smoking.
That's what it was. And it, it's just, I don't know, that the whole industry just kind of changed. Like I've seen it change over the last, 2 or 3 years. And it's been kind of rough. Like, I mean, you and me were talking
It's
about
a
it.
cash grab.
And I know you and Patrick were talking about it the other day, last weekend when you guys did this as well. It's like the advertising that these vape companies are doing. It's just not right. Like, I mean,
Yeah. Silly. Almost all of it is. It's a big cash grab, and the FDA is, we have a simultaneously self-centered and selfish industry trying to go for a cash grab, and a government trying to kill the industry at the same time. It's a recipe for disaster. And then what we have is tens of thousands of smokers dying a year. And so anyway, the lesson is that it's tough to quit smoking. You must quit smoking, whether you vape or not, whether you use the lozenges or the patch or the gum. I don't give a shit. You have to quit smoking, and every cigarette you smoke that you don't smoke is one less that's good. That's going to make you live longer. You don't have to become an overnight sensation of cold turkey quitting success. All you have to do is smoke fewer and fewer cigarettes on some kind of time scale until you're at zero. And that has to be your goal, and that's where you have to end up, and that's fine. And the nicotine in the vape will help you maintain your sanity during that time, because the hard thing to get off of is the exhaust pipe they've been having you suck for the last 20 years or whatever, 10 years. That hot 380, 550 degree boiling oil that you've been inhaling from that cigarette.
The carcinogens and the tar and
yeah.
the rocket fuel that makes it burn without actually combusting and catching a fire. Like the cigarettes they're horrible.
Yeah.
The chemical analysis done on those things are just, they're ridiculous.
I know, it's astonishing. And it's astonishing that anybody ever mentions any ingredient in cigarettes. And, you and I were sort of spitballing ideas for our show thing, which we'll get to in a minute, y'all. But yesterday, and it's sort of funny to me that we were talking about some of these things, and then how a lot of the explanations are like, based on the fact that people have been so misinformed about the basics of how bad cigarettes are, and the reality that they're an unregulated carcinogenic device that any 8-year-old can buy in the sticks in Kentucky. That's the reality of it. So, vaping is a big upgrade from that by any measure, unless you have some financial stake in the opposite of that. So, that's what we endeavor to do, is just educate people.
And with a lot of people, I mean, like just from talking to people, and I've helped people get into vaping. the biggest thing that they come out with is they're like, well, how much is your mod? Like, I have friends that have mods that are $200, just the mod itself, you know, the nice, you know, wood grain mods that are extremely expensive. Like me, I'm kind of a basic guy. I use the $60, you know, box mods 90% of the time. This is given to me as a gift. So I usually don't go super high end, but I tell people, you know, it's like there are options out there for you. You don't have to spend $200, $300 to get into this. You can go out there and buy a jewel for $20, you know. And,
Oh, it's
you
easy
know,
to go for, yeah, it's easy to argue. The thing is, in the long term, you won't spend less on vaping unless you just become a maintenance vapor, which is fine. You know, it is entirely possible to do that. If you become a hobbyist, there's no way, obviously, but there's everything. And, you know, like, you know, once you have quit smoking, you can decide. Like all of the quitting kits and stuff, I always tell people right away that none of the stuff I've got is suitable right now. You know, in public, I tell people this. None of this stuff right here is suitable for quitting. I can't help you quit with any of this gear. This gear is for people who are where I'm at, which is more of a hobby thing, and you need never come here. You can stay at maintenance like your cigarettes. You've been buying a pack of cigarettes once a day for your whole life. Well, you can go into a similar maintenance phase with your vape and not talk to anybody, not care, not debate, not chat, just sit here and do your vape and do your crossword puzzle like you've always done, except you won't die of cancer. So you can have that, or you can whittle it down to nothing, or you can move up into nicer mods, but don't try to decide until you've quit smoking.
Exactly.
Is what I tell
And
people. Like, don't try to become a vapor. Try to quit smoking. And then the kind of vape you enjoy will be apparent after a year of that. You'll be like, oh, I want something that's whatever. Or a month. But remember, quit smoking first, and then focus on being a vapor later. You're not becoming anything. A vapor is just someone who quit smoking with a vape, and there's all kinds.
Yeah, like I know people who they picked up a super simple kit and they got off the cigarettes and they slowly ramped down their nicotine till they were at zero, and then they're just done. They quit. They just hung the box up, sold it to someone else.
Yep.
And
Right.
Kind of. Yep.
I know a few people like that. It's no big deal. That's a great thing to do. Fine, more power to you. I think that's killer. I think a lot of them think that because I have a YouTube channel and I commit all my time to this and stuff, that I'm against that for some reason, or I would take offense to it or think it's weird, but not at all. The only point behind all of this is helping you stay off cigarettes. I'm pointing at the camera. Like, that's it. That's the point. And if people aren't smoking, I don't care what happens if you're not smoking. I don't care what kind of vape you vape. I don't care if you vape 0.08 or 0.05 builds on your freaking Rig V2 all day long. Like, I've got one of those. I don't care if you vape 1.5 ohms in your avocado all day long. What I care about is if we're not smoking cigarettes. It's very important to me. Yep. Well, here's what I want everyone to know too, because you have such a cool job. Tell everybody what your job is. And then I want to kind of tease people about how we just have an idea about just doing a science segment on the thing once a week or something, or once a month, and just doing like we have no idea what, just shows about science and vaping, because we don't think there are any.
Okay, so I can't actually say where I actually work because I signed an NDA.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
There's some special stuff that happens there and I'm not allowed to talk
about.
Yeah,
a lot of people are like that. Don't worry about it. Just be general. You don't have to give ICBM addresses.
For the last 6 going on 7 years, I've worked in laboratories, and that's in the chemical and microbiological analytics departments. So just a lot of number crunching, a lot of testing, things like that, loading them up into inventory management systems for people, and stuff like that. So it's a fun job. If you guys want to get into that field, it's something I definitely recommend. It's a blast. It's something new every day. And if you're a science junkie, you'll absolutely love it.
Science is the shit. Science is awesome. Yeah, so one of our ideas is that Fox and I want to do just like basic science shows. So we're going to do like a battery show. You know, what is this? What are your batteries? You know, in Ohm's law. We'll do a show about diacetyl. We'll do a show about capillary action. Of course, I'll probably go on about this ad nauseum. You guys have heard me talk about this forever, but this is the dominant force that makes our atomizers work. So it seems really undiscussed, and I'm the only one I've ever heard about discussing it until I met Foxhound here on Instagram about a month ago, and he actually knows what that is too. So since most people don't, and I've made you guys undergo hours and hours of heinous lectures from myself about it. We're going to do something more organized and fun too. We'll show about that. And what else? Who knows? Whatever we can think of, I guess. Ohm's law, obviously, will do that.
It's really funny because a lot of people they experience capillary action on a daily basis.
Every day.
They don't even know it.
Yeah.
Because when you put a straw inside of your soda and the soda goes up that straw, that's capillary action, it's capillary motion.
Yep.
It's the same principle as what's going on inside of your atomizer and your wicking. So.
And let me tell you, the bathroom is full of capillary action. There's a million examples in the bathroom that we want to discuss on YouTube about where capillary action does not work in different places and surfaces and areas. But that's absolutely true. And capillary action is literally a magic type action. It does work against strong and weak forces of nature, and it's really fun that way. That's why it's cool, and that's why I think some people have so much trouble with it, because it really, I took it for granted when I started vaping that I understood this stuff. And then it dawned on me slowly after I had a YouTube channel for a while that really people don't understand. And I was like, but I mean, it was just, it just seemed so obvious to me. And I realized that I had a science education and an art education. So I kind of got exposed to some of this stuff. So anyway, we're going to bring some of that to you guys. And it's not tough to understand. It's just very specific stuff, just very particular type stuff. That's fun, I think.
Yeah, I'm extremely good at explaining stuff very in layman's terms for people. So
yeah, like
on a kind of a daily basis.
Like we'll tell you how to do the math in your head, so that you know who's lying about wattage on mods. So when you see a mod that has 2 batteries and it says 220, you know they're lying. So boom, so we'll teach you how to understand that. So you'll be able to go 320. I don't think so. Or whatever. Like you can do that yourself, because there's ranges that are well understood. And we'll talk about some new kinds of batteries too, because we're building a 2700 mod, and Fox is going to help me devise some way to test out what it's doing. That's going to be fun, right? We're just going to come up with a method and talk about it, film it, do it, write it down. The difference between science and fucking around is writing it down, guys. So that's how it works. If you write it down, you're not just fucking around. You're committing science.
And doing the same thing over and over and over again until you get a consistent result.
Yeah.
That is also science.
If that's possible, but yeah.
If it's possible, yes. That happens on a daily basis. So.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, so we think that'll be kind of fun. That'll be a cool thing. And of course, you guys in the audience, you guys can start bombarding us with questions if you want to as well for Joshua. I don't know why I said that. And I'm just looking through the chat, and there are just a lot of people saying all kinds of, gosh, you guys are so awesome. I can't believe how chatty you guys are. That's cool. See, yeah, Mary Beth Layton says support and hobbyist. She's fine. Like she's fine maintaining where she is on her vaping, and that's totally fine. A lot of people are that way. And yeah, it looks like Patches didn't do it for Graham Taylor, but he likes making his own coils. That's another thing. A lot of people like building, because it's sort of like a meditative way to transfer some of that like hand anxiety from quitting smoking onto something with your hands, and that's nice. That's really great. We have so many people in the audience. Here we are.
Yeah, looks like there's a lot of people.
Mitchell, Roy Germ, Jim Nessim, J1790 Vapes, Owen. Everybody, it's so great to see you guys. I'm Juicy Jones. This is Joshua Davis, our friend Foxhound, and we are just meeting him today. And I'm gonna, in here in a few minutes, do the announcement for the giveaway on. I wonder if I can show everybody what the prizes look like. I have them sitting here. I have another camera on my desk. Should I use technology to make it happen? I can do that. I'm equipped. I think step number 1 would be, I would go to this view, switch this, turn that off. Yeah, look at that. There they are. Prizes. Why isn't autofocus on? That's so sadly disappointing. There we go. So there are prizes. The Nuvemod, which is so beautiful, with the custom Orbital Vaping Headquarters 2015 to 2016 first year on YouTube OVHQ TV anniversary graphics with the hashtag. And thank you, Nuvemods, and a goon courtesy of Vapor and Company, a stainless steel one, oh so sick. Coils, stainless steel 8-wrap fused Claptons from Yeti's uncle, and a t-shirt. Sorry, I can't vary the sizes on the t-shirt. Some of these are tense. Second prize is 2 t-shirts or 1 each, a t-shirt and Limitless RDTA. And I have a K-Box 200 with a t-shirt as another prize, and a Yule Crown, which you guys will remember was my favorite tank of 2015. This is like going way back. And a t-shirt, and that's for another prize. So here we go. Now we'll go back to our dual view. I have a multimedia center here in my office. So that's what I'm giving away. Because I love all of you guys, and I think you guys are so great. Each of these prizes too, the grand prize and the 2 second prizes will also get 2 bottles of swag sauce. So what we'll do is that they'll just send you 2 bottles of whichever flavor you want. And I just love all of the people and sponsors on this channel. I can't tell you guys how humbling and gratifying it is to have been doing this for so long and then have such great vape fam at the other end of the camera. I wouldn't come here and turn this thing on between 2 and 5 times a week if I didn't love hanging out with y'all. And so the very, very least I can do is give stuff away. And of course, we had a huge delay when I actually planned to do this giveaway last June and when we're doing it now. But here we are, we're doing it. It's the same one. So I can't wait to do that. I could start showing the actual giveaway graphics. Do you think it's time?
Yeah.
You feel like a drum roll type thing? We'll see what these guys think. Let's see how long the delay is. If you guys are ready to start doing the giveaway, let me know in the chat, and then we'll just keep chatting otherwise. And this will give me a chance to see how long it is. Thanks, Michelle R.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm super jealous of the person who won the Nuvemods.
He got the bad news that he didn't win this before we started the show. I felt so bad saying that. I'm like, I didn't win. Sorry. I feel awful.
I'll probably have to go pick one up from him.
I wish everyone could win one of those, actually. We had probably 400 entries, something like that. No, it wasn't that many, actually. A lot of those comments were mine, so we had probably about half that many, probably 250 entries. And a lot of those are me saying, you're welcome, or thank you for watching, or I love you too.
And just to address your chat here, Mitchell asked how I like the Goon LP. It's a pain to build on, so you got to understand that when you go into this thing, it's a pain in the butt to build on. So
they say they seem ready.
They're ready for it.
Hold on 1 second. I need to check one thing before we start. Maybe you can stall with me for a second. Or stall for me for a second.
If we're still in dual view, I can definitely do that. So, Mitchell, you were asking about the LP. The problem with it, the biggest problem with it, is clearance. So it's really small. So if I'm trying to get this in the view here, you got this top cap, and it comes off, and then there is actually a bevel right here that comes out over the top of the coils. The first build I put in this thing, I accidentally grounded against the metal cap, and it went from 0.2 ohms to 0.4 ohms very quick and burnt my cotton, gave me a nasty dry hit. So, but
oh my God, yeah, that's right.
Great, it flavors great off of it, and it's a nice looking addy. Definitely the lowest addy I've ever had, especially last year of using RDTAs that set up about that high.
You don't have a what is that last mini that I used that I really liked? It was a 3-post though, and that bugged me. It was maybe it was a Petrie LP. Nope, I can't remember. They don't make one of those.
I'm trying to think, because the last low profile I had was the I'm trying to think of the name of it. I want to say it was like a Royal Hunter, I think.
Royal Hunter, that's what I was thinking. I don't know why I was spacing that. Royal Hunter, but I like that, but it has 3 posts is my only problem with that one. Great flavor on that thing. Oh my God, great flavor. Okay, I realized that I made these overlays for the giveaways, and then I accidentally made one of them the same twice. So I had to redo it, and it was the grand prize too. So here it is. Okay, I had the second prize went on twice. It's like I wouldn't have announced. Okay, that would have been embarrassing. Okay. Okay, well, I guess what I'll do is I'll start with the 4th place prize. And the 4th place prize, let me just get my notes out, are, yay, this is so cool. It is the crown tank. The crown tank and a t-shirt. And this is a black crown from the Cloudy Vapor and a black t-shirt. Boom. And that goes to Polo65. No, that's wrong. No, that's correct. Polo65, our friend. And I think Polo65 is in the UK. I hope I can send this to you. We're going to have to work out the postage on that, but I'm sure we'll be able to. But that's pretty exciting. And remember, that was my favorite thing of 2015. It was my favorite tank. I love that one. Okay, so in the 3rd place prize is the Kanger K-Box 200 and a Nuve t-shirt as well. And that one goes to, let me just pull the prize out and I'll hold them up. Yay! I love you guys. Drum roll. Bob W. Thank you so much. I love all you guys. I swear to God, I wish I could reproduce the grand prize over and over and over again, like a photocopier, and send it out to every single viewer, but it would be too expensive for me to do that. But I swear I would do that. And 2nd place is 2 prizes, and it goes to 2 people, and each of you get a t-shirt and a Limitless RDTA. And these are the Limitless V1 RDTAs, which I think taste virtually identical to the V2s. And I just have a bunch of them, and I'm happy to give them away. And one of them is black, and one of them is silver. And those are going to go to, are you guys ready? Should we have another drum roll moment? Or are they just thinking of that already? I wonder if they've caught up to the broadcast yet. All right.
I got my phone going, so I'm watching.
Yeah.
It's a little behind, so I'm still talking about the Goon LP on my phone. So.
Wow. YouTube Saturday mornings is getting, the lag is getting greater and greater.
I think it's a lot of the video game live streams that happen.
Yeah, probably so. Okay, so 2nd prize is what you get is a t-shirt and a Limitless RDTA. And I have 2 of those to give away, and they go to Kevin Hanfin and Carlos Lopez. Carlos Lopez, Kevin Hanfin's an old viewer, and Carlos Lopez I know is a viewer from Instagram, which is killer. He's in Arizona, I think. And of course, Bob and Polo are old friends of the show. I love both these fellas. Okay, and here it is, huge drum roll, the grand prize, which is an awesome Nuvemod t-shirt with an awesome 8-wrap stainless steel fused Claptons from Yeti Wire. Drum roll, please. A Goon in stainless steel from VaporAndCo, and a custom Nuvemods Alpha that was made for Lewis by me with graphics that I designed for that commemorates the year we spent on YouTube. And this is special to me, and I'm really glad to give this away. The winner is, let me just make sure I got this right. Yep. TD Wester. So those of you who won 1st or 2nd prize, you also get 2 bottles of AZSwaggSauce. And if you let me know what flavors you want, I'll contact them and have them send them out. And otherwise, there you go. Those are the prizes. I love all of you. That was a fantastically fun thing to do, and I'm happy and proud to be able to do that. I wish I could do more. And all of you, just contact me, and I will get your prizes to you. We'll work out the postage if you live overseas. Let me just turn that thing off. Wah, 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 wah. How fun was that? How cool is that? What did you guys think? Is anybody in the audience? Yeah, Carlos is here. Bob is here. Nuvemods is here, of course. Aren't they great? I love Nuvemods. Thank you guys so much. Nice hand moves, yeah. You guys are so great.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Yep. And thank you so much to all of you for watching the show. And thank all of you for all your support. The way we had someone's asking how we did this giveaway, Roy, Germ, we had, for months and months and months, I told people to watch a video. I mean, not for months and months, what am I saying? For weeks and weeks, I told people to watch months. For weeks and weeks, I told people to watch that video, which was my Sarcasm 2016 Nuvemods giveaway video. And it was the link of my profile until this morning. In fact, it might still be the link of my profile right now. And on Instagram Live every single day for 4 hours a day, I tell people to come over here and click that video and subscribe. TD Wester, there you are. You won the grand prize. I'm so proud and grateful for you for watching and supporting the channel. And thank you. Thanks, everybody.
They all deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of them.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's so awesome. Yeah, I'm so happy. I mean, I've been wanting to give this stuff a long time. I've had these prizes longer than I should have, and it's because we had such a hard time here on the channel this year, but I'm so happy to give these to you guys, and we'll do more too. I want to do a Texas Tough giveaway here pretty soon, and we're going to do some more VaporAndCo Vapes giveaways, and I'm going to do an Arctic Fox giveaway, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but as much as I can, because I think you guys are great. Thanks, everybody. Oh, you guys are nice. Oh, they're all being so nice. I get really emotional during these shows because you guys are really nice to me, and I really love all of you so much, and I really appreciate all the support. And I swear that putting these prize packs together, the only thing I think all the time is how can I put more stuff in here? How can I give away more stuff? Because I get so much from you guys just personally from you watching me and supporting me, so thank you. So I think it's great. So I hope that was fun. What is it? We're about 45 minutes, so we should probably have our final conversations, ask questions in the chat. You guys go crazy and start doing silly emotes or something, and we're going to start calling it quits here within the next 10 minutes or so. And that'll keep the YouTube processing time down. It's one of my techniques. I've been doing this for over a year, and shows that are long take a long time to process. And shows that are short take much longer to process too. So
I do have a question for you.
Yeah,
I do want to ask you, are you getting the TFV12?
Yeah, rainbow colored one.
Okay. I mean, kind of interested in it. I haven't really used a tank in a long time. So
I have to tell you, I have to say I'm not interested in it at all. I'm only getting it because I get asked about it so much to be able to evaluate it, see what I think. People want to know what I think about it. I'm going to get it. I don't need that. I don't need a tri-coil build deck. I don't need more air. How many times have you guys heard me say this has too much air, and when I turn the airflow down it whistles, so I hate it? I mean, I've said that about literally 4 or 5 different things I've reviewed. So, you know, I'm just saying I vape the way I vape, and of course I'm going to evaluate it because I actually rated the TFV8 family as my favorite family of the year. I think that somebody can find something, if you like tanks at all, you can find one of those 3 tanks you'll like, probably. If not the big fat little one, the little tiny one, which I don't prefer, or the full size one, which is just too heavy to me, but tastes amazing. Their machine tastes good.
Honestly, who needs to vape at 300 watts? They have a coil that is rated to go to 300 watts.
Yeah, and I tell you, when you vape them at 300 watts, you see that they're lying. And, you know, it's people that tell me I vape my coils at 240 watts, I just think they're full of shit, or that they have a super unique setup that works perfectly for them. Because usually, see, Occam's razor guides me, Joshua, right? It tells me that probably their mod is lying about the wattage. Probably it's hiding something. Probably their build isn't as low as they think. Probably, you know, there's too many things that happen while I'm building that I've struggled to control that I know affect the outcome of the vape. So I'm thinking that, or it's hot and burny, which maybe they like that. You know, it's okay if you like that kind of vape. Like I was talking to people who like to vape at about 5 volts, and that's too many for me. I like to vape at about 3.9 to 4.1 volts. That's where I live.
When you get that ridiculously high, I don't care if you have a 4 battery mod with the RX300. I mean, you cannot tell me that vaping at 300 watts is pleasant.
No,
I can barely go above 80 and have a pleasant vape. So.
Right. If it's cold and you have a really great like energy sucker build and you hit it at 140 watts, it can be great. You know, you're like, yeah, and then you have to keep lowering it, you know, over and over and over. And I personally am just dubious. So yeah, I got one, and you're going to hear me either like it or not. I personally think, you know, probably a Cleto 120 would be more your style, but you know,
I have a feeling I know the outcome of that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just not impressed by the high wattage stuff. Not the gear, not the anything. I'm just not impressed by it. I'm really impressed by 2-battery everything right now. Everything.
Well, there's a lot of great 2-battery box mods on the market, and they're decently priced. And what a day and age that we live in for vaping. Authentics are cheap now. So.
Yeah. I mean, even my Nuvemod is like, if you go buy a Nuvemod off the website, brand new, it's $190 in shipping. And the thing is, that's not like budget price, but for an American-made premium 100% warranty device that's always going to work, that goes between, I think this tops out about 120 watts. I mean, this is actually one of the most useful devices there ever was. And you can go anywhere from there down to $30 and be good. You have a choice there. You can go up higher, obviously, but the number of choices inside there is insane.
For a custom box mod, I mean, that's not bad at all.
No, and then you go down to 125 for the Home Wrecker G2, which is the highest tech thing ever, but a little spendy. And then down from there, you end up at the Noisy Cricket 2, which is the greatest $35 ever spent by a human being on a mod. The most versatile mod ever made. If you don't need temperature control, this is your mod. I mean, pretty much. Love this thing. Sorry, I went off on that.
Someone just said, the batteries, the high wattage is good if your car needs a jump start. In the chat.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no wonder we've been getting buffering errors this entire time. I didn't realize. I have no idea. I tell you, sometimes YouTube has been hating us lately, and honestly, they keep putting little questions on my channel saying, "How satisfied are you with YouTube Live?" And I keep saying no and leaving notes about how I get constant stream errors. I get everything. So anyway. Not to spend all my time whining about YouTube right now.
And it's also on my end too. I mean, my internet's a little potato.
Oh, it's not you if YouTube's giving me an error. It says YouTube is not, no, it's not you, it's this. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. That's not you. That's between me and YouTube. That's YouTube slapping me in the face while your thing is also doing that. So anyway. I don't want to go off on that too much because it's too technical. People will get bored as hell, but it is irritating. YouTube, I curse you.
I know I mentioned it because you were talking about the Noisy Cricket. You touched on the Noisy Cricket there for a second.
Yeah.
But because it has the bypass. This mod also has a mech mode. It's
good. A bypass.
Has a bypass as well.
Good.
But I figured it out. I figured out how it works. It only gives you the voltage of one single 18650. It doesn't do the dual.
Oh, so it's series. It's parallel.
Yeah. Apparently, it's a parallel box, and it only goes off of the one single 18650. So you have to build at a certain point at a certain ohmage to get it to actually work in the mech mode. So that's a 2-battery box though, but it's parallel only. Wait, I'm confused. What mode does that chip have then? I have honestly no idea. But I want to say I think it might shut off. I gotta ask the guys who created this box mod because no one has touched on it and there's no information in the warranty. It's like just this little flimsy piece of paper that doesn't explain anything.
What does the wattage max out on when you have it run in regulated mode?
150.
Sounds right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's 150.
But so when you go into bypass, they're only giving you a parallel. That probably makes sense for them because it gives you an extra battery mode. And for people who want to do cloud comps with low builds. The Noisy Cricket has one additional mode where it can go into series bypass. And that's nice.
Yeah, so
it's the only additional mode.
That's awesome. But like right now, I don't know if I can get that viewed on the camera there.
Roy Germ is asking, do we like the Conqueror or Troll RTA? I have the Troll RTA coming. Oh, I see. I have the Troll RTA coming in the mail. I just did a review of the Conqueror Mini. I don't prefer the Conqueror, I think. That's just me. Too much metal. I would go for a Cleto 120 maybe. But the Conqueror Mini, absolutely adore it. It actually has the perfect airflow for me, which is restricted. If you want to know how Eli Juicy Jones' favorite vape is, just buy a Conqueror Mini, copy this build, and vape on it, and you'll realize where I like my airflow. This is it. It's where I keep my goon. It's where I keep my twisted messes. It's where this or halfway to this. So if you want to humor yourself, you'll know exactly what I like to vape. I now have a calibrator to tell everybody if you want to know the exact airflow. And this is the other thing that I meant to bring up with you. Joshua, remember I told you I had an idea and I forgot? Here it is. I want you to find somebody who has a machine that can measure airflow sucking so we can find out what exact airflow resistance is so we can stop fucking guessing. The TFV8 has a maximum airflow draw of blah 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 gallons of air per square foot, and that means it sucks, you know, or whatever. Like, yeah, right? Rubber hose?
That'd be great, but that's gonna be some expensive.
I know it's lung testing equipment, right? It's like so expensive. That's the stuff they use for lung tests, and that is so. I know, but we can just ask people. We'll pull our feelers out. Maybe there's another measure where we could use balloons somehow. I don't know. Maybe we'll just think of something. But I had that idea. I can't believe I forgot. But that was the thing I forgot to tell you about. That is a great idea.
That'd be definitely awesome because no one talks
ever
on that.
Ever. There are numbers. So there is a maximum. There is a maximum. There is not. It is limited.
I don't want to do that unmuted because you saw how high my decibel.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Look what I just did. It wasn't bad for us, but I apologize to everybody out there. I got so excited. I just did the nightmare. I just over vaped. I got all excited just then. It is the VGod regulated box mod. Gymnasium's asking. Yeah. And we were just talking about how it has two modes. It's got a parallel bypass mode, and it has a regulated 150 mode on the 2 batteries in series, which is actually a very, and King points out that it's cubic feet per meter. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. That is exactly right. Yep. That is exactly right.
We got another guy who kind of knows stuff.
I like people with science in their brains. That's good. Yeah, I seek to differentiate my channel by being based on actual practical and scientific shit. That's just how I think. And everyone appreciates that who isn't full of shit. And Phil Basardo made his whole channel about that. And I'm not talking about, like, I'm not saying that I'm going to create a factory where I'm going to individually test every item. What I'm talking about is I'm going to start defining words for vapors. And I'm going to let you know what max VG means. We're going to let you know what diacetyl is. We're going to let you know what Ohm's law is. You're going to know what this shit is instead of guessing or having some guy that doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground tell you that capillary action is some kind of magic involved in sucking on a mod or an atomizer. That ain't it. So, or that it works by magic or wicking or something. It's not. We're going to define some words for you guys. So it's going to be cool.
Especially when you tell someone that capillary action can actually happen in an airless vacuum. So
probably better than an airless vacuum, I would guess, actually. So,
yeah, it has no. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll touch on that sometime at a later point.
Because pressure and temperature affect all these things. Yeah, see, we gotta touch on this stuff.
Yeah.
And this is why I was going to say I've got the Troll RTA coming. The reason is because I've got some questions about the pressure that they pick, because I think that they may not have put enough clearance between the side and the glass to make enough pressure to make it work right, and that's what we're going to find out when I get it. And it's just a theory that I had from looking at a picture, so I don't know if that's right or not. I'm not God, you know.
It would be definitely interesting to do because there's a lot of tanks I want to test out because there's a lot of tanks with larger chambers on the inside. The chimneys are bigger. And I have a feeling that the reason they don't wick as good as the ones with like the skinnier chambers is because there's too much negative air pressure coming into it
from outside,
from the outside forces. I think it's causing the bad wicking that people are talking about, and the vacuum lock that seals it. So they have to like pop the top cap or take the top cap off of it to get it to actually wick.
You know, it's funny that I never have that problem. So why?
I don't know. I've had
well, it seems like I'd have had that problem. You know, even I'll give you, but I'll tell you an example of one that I know has a physical problem, and that is, or that I believe has a physical problem. I don't know, and that is the Heracles RTA2. I think the Heracles RTA, or the Tornado Nano is maybe a better example. This is it right here. I believe that the machine they made doesn't work. And I presume it was the clearances between the side here, but also it has an enormous bore here that may be having the problem you're talking about. Although it's not as big as the RTA2. It's big. I can see all the way to the coils, and I could give you an exact measurement, but my micrometer's in the other room. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to get into all this stuff in detail stuff, y'all. And so we're going to do a science segment, and then I'm going to bring him on as a guest on some specific stuff too when we need some science talk in to bring ourselves down to earth a little bit. And that's really killer. The reason I say that is that we're getting close to the end of our thing. We need to start thinking of anything that you want to say to anybody or about anything else. Finish your thought by all means, or answer a question if you like.
someone did bring up, I think it was Jim. He asked if the 150 box mod goes from a regulated box mod to basically a mech. And yes, that's what we were just talking about. It has a mech mode on here. You have to build your coils within a certain parameter in order to get it to work. Because if you have like a 0.6 ohm coil in here, it won't fire correctly. It'll fire at a really low wattage, like 20 watts. But if you have like a 0.2 ohm coil or a 0.1 ohm coil, it'll fire at like 80, 90, 115 watts on you. So it basically turns into a single battery mech mod. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how the chip works. Gonna have to look into that a little bit and contact the makers of the actual mod.
I think it's fairly simple, actually.
Back to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's too complicated, but I mean, the batteries are ran like a normal, normal box mod. I mean, you got the negative and the positive, and then the positive and the negative. So I don't know how
they're running double wires.
That's what I think.
Because like on this thing, it only has to flip the bottom.
Exactly.
In fact, Mitchell was just asking here, is Mitch Gerwicks, if you're running in parallel mode right now, and your vape is good, leave it there. So parallel mode, if it's on P, what that means is that it's running just a parallel thing, and there is no voltimeter. It's a straight mech. It's running 4.2 volts out of both these batteries into your atomizer, and it's going to have the reverse polarity protection and all that stuff that you want out of it. But if your vape is good, that's what it is. If you want to be able to use the voltimeter, then you need to put it into series mode and make sure that it's in red mode, which it defaults to. And that will make the voltimeter go from 3 to 6 volts. But if you're happy with the parallel mode, leave it there. No, it's perfectly fine. You probably get really good battery life, I'm guessing, on that. If it's well, people are telling him how to, but if your vape takes too long to ramp up or it's too bad, then put it into series and then make sure it's in red mode, and then turn it all the way down, and then vape on it and see what's going on.
You're referring to the Noisy Cricket. I've got one of those coming from Texas.
The Noisy Cricket 2, 25,
the 2, because my buddy bought one and didn't care for it, so he's gonna be shipping me. So I'm excited.
Wow, I'm just surprised. I guess this is almost the best mod I've got.
He doesn't care for mods without displays. He likes to know his. He doesn't have an ohm reader. So when he does his builds, so he tends not to use it very often. So
I get it. One thing I like about I get that. I mean, that makes perfect sense. I have to bring mods out that have displays sometimes when I'm checking. One thing I like about the Noisy Cricket 2 is that if you know what you're doing and you understand Ohm's law, see future videos, then and past videos, I've explained it there too. But if you know Ohm's law and how it works, then you can easily dial this in to where you know it's safe, no matter what you put on there. Turn it on and then press the button and test. Like I know what batteries I put in, my LGs, HP2s. I put this build on here that's a 0.3. I put it on series 3 volts. I know it's fine. Press the button. I know it's fine. And then I can gauge where the volts need to be past that.
And once you get into building and you get comfortable with it, you'll know. You can kind of tell that, 4 wraps of this gauge wire around a 2.5 millimeter drill bit or coil jig is going to give me this resistance.
Yep, exactly.
So, and the one thing I tell to everybody, I don't know if we got any newbie builders out there in the audience, but the one thing I tell to everybody is if you do a single coil and you put 2 of them, it is going to divide it in half.
That's right.
Okay. So if you have a 0.6 ohm single coil, you do 2 of them, you're going to get 0.3. Okay. So
which is going to be a pretty damn good vape on the Noisy Cricket 2. Pretty good. And if you put the Noisy Cricket 2 on full-on series, even a single coil will be good. I mean, my favorite, this is just the way I vape because, translate to what I was saying before. My favorite build on my straight series 2 batteries is a 0.6 or 0.7. Like a 7 or 8 or 9 wrap Clapton, 28 with like a 32 wrapped around it, and just like as many wraps as you can squeeze in there. I love that, and you can just press the button, like no worries with that kind of build. Like just press the button. Okay, so we got to wrap it up here pretty soon. Let me just check our time. I know we're getting down to the wire here. Yep, I know we are. So I'll find our thing. So this has been Vaping Dawn to Dusk. I am Eli Juicy Jones, and this is Orbital Vaping headquarters. If you like these videos, make sure that you click on the like button down there. Please like. And if you don't subscribe already, click on the subscribe button, because if you do, then you'll get notices when we go live, which is every Saturday morning for this show, Vaping Dawn to Dusk, where we interview friends and hear vaping stories, and Wednesdays for Vape AM, where we do hard reviews and pretty much anything I want to do on Wednesdays, to tell you the truth. And so you get to come with me. Also follow me on Instagram at instagram.com/JuicyJonesHQ, just like this, and Twitter, Juicy Jones. And we'll see you soon. Joshua, do you have anything else to say? What's going on? Tell everybody where they can find you, please.
You guys can follow me over at Instagram at TheFoxhound. She should have a link in it, but it's capital THE, capital F, lowercase o, capital X, H0, not an O, lowercase u, capital N, and lowercase d. Go follow me over there. It's just a personal account. I don't, I just post hand checks and desk checks and stuff like that. But yeah, find me over there. You can find me on Twitter. This is the exact same handle. So just type that in. You can find me over there at Twitter too, and I do a lot of Twitter stuff as well. So, and I'd like to thank everybody in the chat. Shout out to like Double D's. Go order her stickers.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Go order Double D stickers at doubleds.uk. Click on the JJ HQ button and order some stickers. Nobody's ordered those yet, even though I announced them and I asked. No one's ordered them yet. So you guys go and feel guilty until you've ordered some of those stickers. And they say hashtag JuicyJonesHQ on them. Use them.
I'm trying to convince her to deliver mine personally in person. So
that would be good. She's going to be here pretty soon. That'd be great.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm just reading chat too. I wish we could hang out forever, but I certainly can't. So all of you guys, if you want to, come to Instagram, and we're going to be live there after the show for at least a little while and hang out. And Instagram.com/JuicyJonesHQ. And otherwise, I love you. Thank you for tuning in to Vaping Dawn to Dusk. And this has been a really fun episode. We met Joshua, the Foxhound. We gave away tons of stuff. You guys who want stuff, don't forget to contact me, and I'll get these things to you. I can't believe I'm so excited about TD Wester winning this mod. Oh my God, that's just insane. I can't believe this is actually going out to somebody.
I'm gonna have nightmares tonight that I didn't win it.
It's all, you probably will. It'll be a big green mod stomping you in the face. All right, so let's vape out here. Let's make sure I've got some Crimson on my mod here. I've got my Lush and a little 0.3 Clapton build on here. And I'm about, what percentage am I on? I'm about 30%. So what, 3.5 volts on my Noisy Cricket 2. So you guys are great. Thank you. Thank you.